Fuck yes, boys and girls, let's go! Oh, Soultail says, what is your best fighter in this death battle, Soca? I don't know, Soultail. I honestly don't know. I'm not gonna make assumptions, because I don't know enough about, well, the extended lore of Lord of the Rings. Oh, and sorry to everyone for this big copyright thing on the screen. Just you can never be too careful. So, yeah. Soultail says, I understood. You mean understand. Good grammar is essential, kids. Yeah, the big copyright thing is there to ensure that I don't get struck. You can never be too careful. All about taking precautions. Yes, I am playing Warcraft music before starting this. Because why the fuck not? Soultail says, derp, lol, like, I woke up. I guess you mean, like, you just woke up. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool. Yeah, let's fucking go! Let's do it! Let me turn the thing up a little.
Sauron, the Lord of the Rings. The Lich King, Warcraft's Lord of the Scourge. Evil has many shapes, but few can match the presence of these kings of blight and shame.
Yes!
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, yes! Here we go!
Within the timeless halls, at the dawn of creation, the supreme god Eru and his angelic Ainur created all of existence through a single harmonious song.
But one of these angels just had to be a rebel. Melkor ruined that harmony, giving the world its many, many imperfections. Like Wiz. Then after messing up God's hit single and going rogue, Melkor took
Messing up God's hit single. That's especially funny because Tolkien did base some of this shit off of Christianity. Yeah, from what I hear, the man was a very devout Christian, so it makes sense.
New name just to be even more metal. Morgoth.
Morgoth's power was impressive, daunting. Several Maiar, essentially lower-ranked angels, joined him in his frightening conquest of the world.
Wait, hang on, what'd that say? Melkor was named Morgoth by the elf king Fëanor. Morgoth means dark enemy. Ah, cool, cool. Nice.
Several Maiar, essentially lower-ranked angels, joined him in his frightening conquest of the world he had helped create.
And the greatest of these followers was one obsessed with destroying all life in the pursuit of bringing about complete order.
He used to be Myron, but under Morgoth's reign, he became the one and only Sauron.
As the bigwig of
Background, other names. Myron, Anatar, Gorthar? Hope I'm pronouncing these right. And Zegor. Titles, Lord of the Rings. Oh, he said it, roll credits. Dark Lord of Mordor, Necromancer, Lord of Gifts, the All-Seeing Eye, the Enemy. Age, at least 54,950 years old. So, pretty old. Tim Weeks. Oh shit, my dad's watching. Hey Dad. As much as I hate to admit it, I think that Sauron would win. Oh, we'll just see what happens. Soultail says, yay, let's go. Yes. So glad you're watching this, Dad. Maya of Morgoth, formerly of Eöl. Creator and first bearer of the One Ring. Second in command of Morgoth's armies. Let's go.
Morgoth's forces, Sauron spent thousands of years bringing Middle-earth to its knees.
He's almost more a force of nature than anything else, able to create infernos, cause country-spanning earthquakes, and even absorb souls.
And because he's a weird angel spirit man, he can morph his body around his own soul however he wants, or just shed it like clothing and fight as a ghost!
He can morph far beyond that. He has appeared as something akin to both man and elf, attractive and devious. A werewolf, once thought to be the greatest wolf of all, and even a vampire.
Oh man, Tumblr's gonna go.
So he's both he's both Team Jacob and Team Edward at the same freaking time.
To be the greatest wolf of all, and even a vampire.
Oh man, Tumblr's gonna go nuts with that.
Many
Yep.
of his greatest accomplishments are not due to his powerful magics and weaponry, but his inhuman cunning. Sauron is nothing less than a master of manipulation.
Damn right.
He's like if Loki and Satan did a fusion dance. He loves to trick someone with illusions, shadow magic, or just by toying with their sad, predictable, pathetic human emotions. Like when he convinced Saruman to join the evil side, who was basically a super wizard specifically meant to lead the charge against Sauron.
In some ways, Sauron is actually wiser than the master he served. In the most epic war to eclipse all other wars, humans, dwarves, elves, and more united to destroy Morgoth, casting what remained of Melkor into the void.
But Sauron saw it coming and bailed faster than me at a divorce hearing, just to show back up centuries later in the fiery pits of Mordor.
Fuck
There,
yeah.
The Dark Lord created a plan to conquer everything. He fooled the elven smiths into forging 19 rings of power and planted them among the leaders of elven, man, and dwarven kind, all controlled by another ring he made in secret.
The one ring to rule them all.
The precious. My precious.
One ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Oh god, that's so epic. Think
Yes.
of poetry now. Forged in the fires of Mount Doom.
AKA the Ring of Power, Isildur's Bane. Contains part of Sauron's essence. Power is granted dominion over other rings of power, enhanced natural traits, enhanced perception, increased longevity, invisibility, mental domination, prophecy, nearly indestructible. Keyword being nearly. Like, would Frostmourne be powerful enough to break it? Honestly, I don't think it would be. Because literally the only thing that can destroy it is the fires which it was forged at.
Using part of Sauron's own soul, the One Ring amplified his power and let him control the minds and actions of the other ring bearers.
The 9 kings of men were especially vulnerable and saw themselves reduced to twisted wraiths bent to Sauron's whims.
It wasn't any better for the less kingly humans. So much so that Sauron mind-controlled most of Numenor. We're talking about an island nation that could have had...
This estimated population is credited to Dr. Stephen Wigmore, a doctor of philosophy from the University of Warwick.
Sauron mind-controlled most of Numenor. We're talking about an island nation that could have had as many as 18 million people. And
God
Sauron
damn.
had them all at his creepy, pokey fingertips.
This led to retaliation from Eru, who had hardly directly intervened ever before, even against Morgoth. Eru sank Numenor, while Sauron was still on it. But the Dark Lord spirit persevered, indestructible even against the wrath of God.
Sauron used the ring to build himself a new body.
The One Ring is practically indestructible. Even Alagon on the Black, the greatest of winged dragons who leveled the mountains of and Orodrim, exceeding 479 gigatons of force, would not be able to damage it.
It may have cost a lot of power, but he took a biblical event to the face and went right back on to being evil.
And yet, putting so much power into one object did have drawbacks.
Which hit back hard when Isildur subtracted a digit from his hand.
Yeah, no shit. In the books, Elrond claims that Sauron was overthrown while slaying Elendil and Gil-galad, but it is unclear how. Only afterward did Isildur take the One Ring. And we all know what he did with it after.
The Warrior King did more than just cut off a finger. He took the ring and its power for himself. This act forced Sauron
This
to retreat
dumbass.
as a disembodied spirit, threatened by his own power in the hands of another. And should the One Ring be destroyed completely, Sauron's spirit could be rendered impotent beyond repair. It isn't all bad, though. The ring can turn you invisible, create visions of impending doom, and has one hell of a defense mechanism.
Yeah, who'd want to destroy it when it makes you want it? Has a will of its own. Promises whispered, even the best of us can't refuse.
Oh, fuck.
Greatest poultry dinner ever, boomstick. Bourbon, pecan, parmesan, turducken. It's so precious.
What did you just do?
What? It sounded delicious. Well, ring or no ring, Sauron's a beast. He swatted away
Oh, that was beautiful. I knew they'd make a joke about that somewhere. I knew it. Thank you, Death Battle. Powers: flying, levitation, immortality, body regeneration, longevity, spirit form, psychic and illusory magic, shadow and flame magic, shape-shifting, soul manipulation, teleportation, weather manipulation.
delicious. Well, ring or no ring, Sauron's a beast. He's swatted away armies of soldiers, interrupted Mount Doom through sheer willpower. He has total control over his own being, and can modify his soul at will. So he can definitely resist someone like spooky ghost Celebrimbor trying to dominate a spirit.
And being among the strongest Maiar, the peak of Sauron's power is beyond that of Osei, a lesser Maya, which is specifically important because Osei single-handedly raised the island of Numenor.
Yeah, remember that island that got Noah'd? That place. No wonder everyone wants his ring.
The Valar have far greater feats, but Maiars such as Sauron have inferior power comparatively. Therefore, Sauron generally scales the feats performed by Maiar and other beings lesser than the Valar.
Who could turn down that much power?
Not as Isildur. The hearts of men are easily corrupted, and he kept the ring rather than destroy it. But in the end, the ring destroyed him and waited for its master's return.
Sauron was rebuilding Mordor into a world-conquering force. And after a little bit of good old-fashioned torture, he found out the ring was in the Shire. The chillest, coziest, dopest place imaginable.
Yeah,
Aw,
seriously.
Man, when I retire, I'm gonna go live in a hobbit hole and just get lit 24/7.
Yes! God, if only I could live in the Shire. Just give me a good Wi-Fi connection and I'll be good.
And so began the War of the Ring.
Feats: conjured a storm from Mordor to Minas Tirith. Directed much of Morgoth's war, fled from Dol Guldur at hypersonic speed. Matched Celebrimbor's mind and soul powers. Successfully subjugated most of Numenor. Survived divine intervention from Iluvatar. Defeated Gandalf, Celebrimbor, Gil-galad, Elendil, Finrod, and Eltariel.
Sauron's forces covered the land, seeking both the ring and the downfall of man, always shadowed by the symbol of his ever-present influence, the Eye of Sauron.
It was a slaughterfest. Middle-earth stood no chance. Everybody basically accepted death by orcs as inevitable. It was hopeless. The kingdoms of men would finally fall for good.
Save for the Dark Lord's truest weakness. Sauron's cunning and stratagems were impressive, sure, but ultimately, he never truly understood the people of Middle-earth. In his mind, absolute power was factually irresistible. He never imagined a mere mortal could ever, or would ever, seek to actually destroy the One Ring.
Against all odds and a whole lot of walking, Sauron was defeated. Not by the sparkly new king or the armies of Middle-earth, but by the most unlikely creature imaginable, Elijah Wood.
Yet, even as a formless shadow, Sauron's legacy remains one of domination, treachery, and most of all, fear. Fitting for the being that represents, and I quote, as near an approach to the wholly evil will as is possible.
Alright, let's
This
Let's
episode
go.
of Death Battle is sponsored by Bespoke Post.
Gear up for
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the advertisements. Sorry.
Code Death Battle. On the distant planet of Draenor, destruction was imminent. The orc shaman Ner'zhul
Oh, the
prepared
Black
a spell
Temple
with his
trailer
followers
gets me
to
every
tear
time.
the planet asunder, all to escape the fury of the demon lord Kil'jaeden.
But when Ner'zhul waltzed through the portal, Kil'jaeden was right there waiting for him.
Ner'zhul was forced to serve Kil'jaeden's will to ravage another world, Azeroth. Thus, he was transformed into the first Lich King.
This Lord of the Dead was sent to the continent of Northrend, but Kil'jaeden had one more twist for poor Zul. His body was gone, leaving just his spirit, which was bound to a set of armor sealed within a prison of magical ice. Man, this guy can't catch a break.
Nope.
Armor looks sick, though. He's gonna possess me if I put that on, huh?
From
Foreshadowing.
his frozen prison, the Lich King would begin his conquest, conjuring an unstoppable plague of undeath. Soon, this would threaten the lives of the kingdom of Lordaeron.
Okay, so that was a lot, but here's where our main guy finally shows up. Lordaeron's crown prince and holy knight, Arthas Menethil. Yeah, his name does kind of sound like something your doctor would give you for fungus, but hey, no, Arthas was a badass. At 19 years old,
Real name, Arthas Menethil. Come to think of it, yeah, it does kind of sound like a medication name. I'm gonna read these chats right quick. The Maestro of Light says, hello, hello. Hello, Maestro of Light. Good to see you here. Now let's keep watching. Real name, Arthas Menethil. Title, Scourge Lord, King of the Damned, King of Lordaeron. Age 29. A Death Knight, former human paladin, former lover of Jaina Proudmoore. Killed his own father. Interned at Blizzard in 2017.
he was considered one of the best swordsmen in the world and had mastered nearly every weapon he could.
Even with such a skilled warrior as its prince, Lordaeron was already severely pressured by a war with an orc.
Oh yeah, here's a fun fact for you guys real quick. Like, Muradin Bronzebeard, he's the one who trained Arthas in swordsmanship. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. I think that's pretty cool. You know you're a badass when you're trained by a dwarf.
Horde, so a zombie plague was the last thing Arthas needed. Compounding this even further, Ner'zhul managed to break free of Kil'jaeden's power and turned his attention toward creating a champion to lead his ever-growing scourge. Naturally, he chose Arthas.
Who was a stressed out mess, to the point where he tried to stop the plague by killing everyone in his own city. Holy shit! Yeah, he was totally losing it, so hearing a creepy voice in his head really didn't help.
Long story short, in his efforts to protect his realm, Arthas discovered a rune blade and took it for himself. This was the fearsome Frostmourne.
Surprise! It's the source of the Lich King's power.
Technically, the Helm of Domination serves as the Lich King's source of power, while Frostmourne functions as a conduit. For Arthas specifically, Frostmourne is directly tied to his power.
He was stealing souls and storing them within the blade. With this new ice-cold cleaver in hand, Arthas lost his soul and got a Death Knight makeover.
And so the former hero of light would lead the very scourge he previously fought.
And in time, Arthas would don the armor for himself, giving the Lich King a new, ultimate power. Walking!
Remember, everything the Lich King had done up until this point had been from his prison within a literal block of ice.
And this new Sauronite armor, wait, no, Saronite armor, is the best. Like, what was it doing stuck in ice all this time when it's made of old god blood and self-repairs? Screw you, blacksmith, you're never taking my hard-earned gold. I'll never have to get naked and die again!
By donning this...
Frostmourne reaps and corrupts souls, can wound souls directly. Helm of Domination grants dominion over the Scourge, houses the powers of the Lich King, transport or to the Shadowlands. Saronite armor, self-repairs, resistant to magic, reflects holy and light magic.
This dark helm, Ner'zhul and Arthas fused to become one, a being far more powerful than either had been before.
He could effortlessly cover cities in ice storms, murder hundreds with the power of shadow, and learn all of your secrets with the Eye of Acheris.
Azeroth's fate was sealed. Everyone was doomed.
See this guy? He's Illidan, a 15,000-year-old demon hunter with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. As a Death Knight, Arthas could take him down, even after fighting through a massive army to get to him. Against this new Lich King, Illidan never stood a chance.
This is important because Illidan had absorbed the power of Gul'dan, an orc warlock who, alongside his followers, raised the Broken Isles out of the sea, a massively powerful feat of magic.
The fact that Arthas, a mortal god...
While seemingly retconned for a time, Warcraft 3 Reforged reinstated Gul'dan, raising the islands into canon. The feat is consistent across Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, and Tides of Darkness novel.
I beat him up as a big deal. Just imagine how kick-ass he'd be in full control of the undying Lich King powers. Oh wait, we don't have to.
Ner'zhul may have pulled Arthas' strings.
I have Icarus, reveal secrets, summon schools. Flight and levitation, ice magic and manipulation, immortality, mind and soul manipulation, necromancy and undead summons, plague of undeath, shadow magic, teleportation, and weather manipulation.
Up until this point, but he had made a drastic miscalculation. Within the mind of the Lich King, Arthas battled Ner'zhul for control and won. The power of Frostmourne.
Notable spells: Fury of Frostmourne deals massive damage and disables Resurrection. Harvest Soul pulls the soul into Frostmourne to be devoured. Necrotic Plague, an infection that spreads, raised dead. Turns a corpse into an undead servant. Remorseless Winter causes a huge winter storm. Summon Dredge Ghouls, creates multiple ghouls. Summon Ice Sphere, creates ice projectiles. Summon Shadow Trap, creates an explosive trap.
Arthas battled Ner'zhul for control and won. The power of Frostmourne, of the Scourge, of Undeath itself, was now under the command of Arthas.
And by this point, he was just done. Like, with everything. We've all had one of those days, right? Where you see all of humanity is so pathetic they can only be saved by just killing them all, so you rip out your own heart. Yeah, relatable.
Determined to end all life, Arthas led his Scourge across Azeroth, spreading the plague to every corner of the world. He slaughtered every contender in his path, including legendary champions like this hero of the Horde, Dranosh Sarfang.
Who the Lich King bitch slapped to death in one hit, then zombified to serve him instead. Man, that didn't go well.
The Lich King seemed unstoppable.
Only one thing could take him down. A 25-man raid team of the best nerds World of Warcraft servers had to offer.
Yes! Exactly! If there's anything Sauron and Arthas have in common, it's that the only reason they lost is because the plot needed them to. Let's be freaking honest with ourselves. If the plot didn't demand it, both of these motherfuckers would have won. Easily. Beat Illidan Stormrage, who defeated Gul'dan. Conquered a country quickly and effortlessly. Considered the most powerful Lich King. Destroyed a prison that endured planet-shaking attacks. Whoa, wait a minute. That ice prison can endure a planet-level hit? Well, never mind. Arthas does have a bit more of a chance. Can canonically wipe out an entire 25-man raid. Yes. Defeated Uther the Lightbringer, Dranosh Sarfang, and Sylvanas Windrunner.
5-man raid team of the best nerds World of Warcraft.
I remember, I was
servers had
there.
to offer.
It was
and
great.
That one guy who was just there because he was friends with somebody, but damn, he sucked.
With these heroes triumphant, the Paladin Tyrion shattered Frostmourne with an equally legendary blade, ending the Lich King's vile reign.
But the Scourge doesn't work on Phantom Menace battle droid rules, so there must always be a Lich King to keep the relentless undead in check.
Yet no Lich King before or since ever matched the terror and malice Arthas brought to Azeroth.
Without a doubt, one of the most terrifying kings to ever conquer the world of Warcraft.
This episode...
I'll read these chats right quick. Okay. I'm gonna skip the advertisement.
By over 200,000 people.
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for an undeath battle!
Okay, oh, this is taking place at the Frozen Throne. Looks like they're using his Heroes of the Storm model. Okay, my money's on Sauron, honestly.
I shall claim what is mine. In this cold north, you will find only death.
Oh shit, here we go! He said, these souls are mine now.
I'll tear out your heart. You will find nothing there.
Oh yes, here we go!
Efforts are for naught.
Wait, what? I didn't hear that.
Your efforts are for naught.
Oh shit!
I see you.
Oh damn!
You serve me now. I serve no one. Witness the prophecy of your doom.
Ooh.
Speak nothing but lies.
Oh shit!
There is no life in the void. Only death.
Oh! Oh my god!
KO! Well, if he wasn't all powerful before, look out for supercharged Sauron now.
Damn! Oh, I got a couple of chats from Semi the Orc Boy. Yeah, and you were right, Semi. Sauron won.
Despite the Lich King's impressive power, Sauron's might was absolute.
But not before he got the duel of his life in a crazy close bout. First up, both Dark Lords could counter pretty much any mind or soul-screwing powers, making a lot of their usual tricks way less noteworthy in this match.
To be fair, the Lich King severely
Nazul performed a spell that destroyed a planet, but required preparation, special items, and a group of followers. Also, the destruction of Draenor was a chain reaction of the spell going haywire over time, making it impossible to directly scale to Nazul. Yeah, they could have brought that part up earlier. Because, like, it's kind of important.
He debilitated Sauron via his plague of undeath. Most physical bodies would not survive such a disease.
So Sauron just got rid of his body. Who needs it? Especially when you can rebuild one or just start fighting as a ghost. Both things Sauron could do.
After all, the plague is intended for organic mortal enemies.
Sauron, here's the pluses for him. Could fight in physical and spirit form, less obvious weakness, more powerful, resisted mental and soul attacks, superior regeneration. Lich King, armor resisted magical attacks, helmet could block mental and soul attacks, plague of undeath affected Sauron's physical body. Now, there's his drawbacks, far less experienced and less powerful.
And has never infected a spirit.
Another smaller point for Sauron was his weakness. The Lich King was a clever bastard, but even with the Eye of Icarus, it would have been tough for him to decode and destroy the One Ring. Meanwhile, given enough power, Sauron would naturally end up destroying Frostmourne. He's kinda got a thing for breaking swords.
So let's compare their power.
An unnamed Eredar has destroyed the surface of a planet, but cannot scale to the Lich King as Eredar vary in power. Similarly, Special Maiar have moved the sun and moon. Oh damn! But it is unclear how they compare to Sauron. Scaling both generously, Sauron would still be more powerful.
While their highest limits are certainly nebulous, interestingly enough, some of the most impressive feats from both worlds involve lifting islands. As Sauron is a more powerful Maya than Osei, and the Lich King could reliably defeat someone with Gul'dan's magic, it is possible to gauge the difference in power by measuring the islands that were raised.
Keep in mind, Gul'dan had a bunch of help, so we're only giving him his share. Turns out, Osei was doing twice the work.
By examining official maps to determine the volume of the islands, we found a difference between lifting 2 quadrillion tons of rock versus 4 quadrillion tons, among further energy required to actually lift these through the ocean, of course. Both impressive, sure, but Sauron had the edge.
And for the final nail in the coffin,
When compared to the Balrogs and Illidan, Sauron and the Lich King could both reach high supersonic speeds of around Mach 30.
Sure, but Sauron had the edge.
And for the final nail in the coffin, the Lich King might have been super scary, but he really wasn't around for all that long. At least not when compared to the experience Sauron has warring with the world for thousands of years.
The Lich King certainly posed a threat to Sauron, but the ruler of Mordor's awesome might, enduring spirit, and millennia of treachery proved him the superior Dark Lord.
Wow!
Is that it?
What? Are you sour on the pun? I was pretty keen about it.
That was
The
bad.
winner is Sauron.
That was a terrible pun, Boomstick.
ASAP, why not grab a membership? You'll get exclusive emotes, badges, live chat, live streams, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. Just click that join button. Thanks for watching.
Alright, let's see what's next. Deku versus Asta. Honestly, I would have thought Deku would be fighting Gon, but hey, this works too. It's November 28th. Alright, oh, cool. Well, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. The original video is in the description down below if you want to watch it yourselves. I have a Patreon if you feel like wasting money on me, and I have a Discord server if you want to join it. So, the Orc Boy says, I mean, the obvious glowing ring should have been a massive target since it's outside his spooky armor. I mean, that's fair, but one of the biggest rules on Death Battle is that the two characters know nothing about each other. Like, they don't immediately know anything about one another. They could probably learn a thing or two, but by the time they do, they'll probably die. That's just one of the unwritten rules of Death Battle. Yeah, thank you all for watching. And I shall see you all next time.